It's 1913. Canadian entrepreneur just finished 3-year construction of hydroelectric dam on Elwha River. Harnessing energy from powerful river was supposed to be clean and sustainable source of energy. He noticed a great business opportunity of delivering electricity to the growing city of Port Angeles. It was so profitable business that he built next power plant on the same river just a few years after. No one expected that after 100 years, what he did will be an example of ecosystem destruction, and both dams will be removed to protect area of the national park.
To understand what happened, we need to go to the wettest place in the entire continental America, the Hoh Forest in Olympic National Park.
It rains so much here that the rainforest has grown over the entire Olympic Peninsula. Very often when people hear rainforest, they think about jungle near equator. But here you also have a rainforest. This type is called temperate rainforest, and it can be spotted on the western coast of Alaska, Canada, and continental USA from Washington to North California. You may wonder how this is different than any other forest around the globe. So, the average rainfall in this area is more than 3.5 meters per year. Imagine that this glass represents how much it rains in California during 1 year. This is Louisiana, and this is Hoh Forest. Now, I'm heading to the beach to show you the source of this entire rain.
So the main reason why we have so much rain in the Hoh Forest is this moisture air from the ocean.
And once it hits western slopes of the Olympic mountains, it accumulates and cools down, creating a huge amount of rainfall. On the top of that, the shape of the valleys keep the water in the area, so it's very common to see fogs covering the landscape. Hoh Forest represents a remarkable symbiotic ecosystem. The hanging mosses adorning the trees are lichens, combining fungi and algae and cyanobacteria in mutually beneficial relationship. The fungus provides structure, while the algae supplies nutrition through photosynthesis. These mosses, lacking the protective outer cuticle found in most plants, relying on the constant moisture and shade provided by surrounding trees. This delicate balance creates a harmonious environment, allowing every organism to flourish. However, when one piece of the puzzle is missing, the entire system begins to crumble.
And this is exactly what happened when the first dam was created. The ecosystem of the national park started to decline.
Long before the arrival of Lewis and Clark expedition, native tribes of the Pacific Northwest understood the importance of balance in nature. The first salmon ceremony held immense significance. Honoring the annual arrival of salmon, this tribe recognized the salmon's life cycle as a gift from benevolent Salmon King. The ceremony involved selecting a fisher to catch the first salmon, followed by purification rituals. Once caught, the salmon will be carefully prepared and shared. This ceremony emphasized respect for the salmon and hope for abundant future returns.
But 1 year, salmon did not return.
This was during this time that Thomas Aldwell convinced Chicago investors and built the Elwha Dam. Unfortunately, fish passage was overlooked during dam construction, severely limiting habitat accessible to returning sea-run fish. The dams also trapped large volume of sediment, leading to erosion and the deterioration of downstream spawning grounds. The lower Elwha tribe, residing along the river, suffered from loss of cultural significant areas and a devastating decline in salmon populations. Even the significant portion of Olympic Peninsula was already a national forest, eventually evolving into Olympic National Park in 1938. The destruction of Elwha River ecosystem continued. By the 1980s, salmon populations were under threat through the entire Pacific Northwest, sparkling debates on dam licensing within a national park.
Congress finally addressed this issue in 1992 by passing Elwha River Ecosystem and Fisheries Restoration Act. This legislation authorized acquisition and removal of both dams, aiming to fully restore and preserve this ecosystem. In 2011, Elwha River Dam was dismantled, followed by removal of the second dam in 2014. Although both dams are gone, the restoration of the entire ecosystem is an ongoing process.
The National Park Service, in collaboration with Lower Elwha tribe and other partners, is dedicated to achieving full restoration and ensuring the preservation of the precious ecosystem.
This story serves us as a vital reminder about the delicate balance within natural ecosystems. It emphasized the need of comprehensive planning and consideration of long-term consequences when performing large-scale projects. Our actions have power to both harm and heal the environment. By learning from the mistakes we made in the past and prioritizing protection of the environment, we can work towards a more sustainable future. If you like this video, make sure to watch this one, where we explore the beauty of Pacific Northwest.